New and improved, new from Hasbro, a new way to blank. There are hundreds of uses for the word new in sales. But why does the word new even work? And what is the newest twist on the word new that is killing it in sales copy right now? I'm going to reveal it all today. I'm John Benson, and this is Sales Copy Secrets. Welcome back to my video on the newest thing with the word new and how it grabs attention like that, man. Sucks it in like a vacuum cleaner on steroids, which is very good for your sales. So you want to pay attention to me if you are a copywriter, if you are a person interested in copywriting tactics or techniques or marketing tactics. If you just want to sell more stuff online, this video is for you. And we're going to dive into the training right now. So this may sound like an obvious question to answer, but why do we use the word new to begin with? We see it all the time in copy. We use it all the time in our sales copy, in our ads, in our emails. New, new, new. Everybody uses new. It doesn't seem to get old. It still works. The question is why? Well, I'm going to show you a slide here with the 3 most obvious reasons and then the 3 John Benson psychological ninja samurai reasons that I want you to pay attention to because these are more important. Okay, here we go. Here's the obvious reasons. The first reason is pretty obvious, excitement. New creates that feeling of, new, it's exciting. Second is change. People like change. They just do. So even if something is working, people are prone to change what's working. And this is true, by the way, for marketers and copywriters. Listen, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, man. If you are working on something that works, if you're doing something that works, rather, and you want to change it just to change it, you may want to look into the mirror a little bit and go, I'm not going to do that. Because if it's working, keep doing it. So we do this because we love change. We don't like to get into static mode, right? But oftentimes things work. So new is not always good. And the third most common reason for the word new is the bright, shiny object syndrome, BSOS, whatever you want to call it. The bright, shiny object, something, I got to chase after this, chase after that. And those are fine. Those are true, but they're not as deep and as impactful as what I believe the psychological reasons are. And I'm going to go over those 3 reasons for you right now. The first is that new conveys the feeling that there's something that you haven't tried yet and makes you think to yourself, oh, maybe that's why I haven't succeeded with blank yet. There's something new out there. I'd never tried that before. And that leads us to number 2. It lets the prospect off the hook psychologically. They don't have to blame themselves entirely for their lack of success. And I don't think you should blame yourself. By the way, if you haven't had success with copywriting or marketing or selling a product online, it's not always your fault. It is some your fault. Okay, I know we use it's not your fault all the time in copy. So I'm the guy that coined the phrase, it's not your fault, but now it's your responsibility. Now that you know what to do, it's your responsibility. That's an ethical and I think a very cool way of saying it's not always your fault because you didn't know what you don't know, right? And this word new allows someone to psychologically get off the hook and realize, hey, it hasn't been all my fault. I just didn't know about this new thing that could help. And that's good as long as you don't sell the idea that, oh, it's never your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It's always partially your fault, guys. Okay, sorry, it just is. You know, if you're overweight or if you haven't made money online or if you haven't trained your dog right or whatever, you are always at the center. Now, it does not mean that you are to blame for everything. That's a totally different thing. But it is going to be your responsibility once you know this, just like it's your responsibility now to write better copy and to buy everything I've ever produced. Well, okay, maybe not that second part, but you can. If you look below, you should probably. And number 3, new allows for a mental reboot. And I just said earlier that, hey, just because something is working, a lot of times people try something new just to get out of, the drudgery of doing things over and over again. And that's often a bad thing because it's working and they try something new. However, mental reboots have been the birth of some of the greatest inventions and breakthroughs in human history. I created the video sales letter, for example, after a mental reboot, taking a break, trying something completely new. It was the new thing that got me to do it. Now, granted, it was my own idea, but the point is that was a mental reboot from what wasn't working for me at all. So new has all of that wrapped in it. Those little 3 letters can be pretty freaking powerful. So I mentioned in the title that there's a new use for the word new. That's pretty meta, isn't it? Well, why is it new? What is it? And why does it kick so much ass? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's going to sound a little complicated. I'm going to break it down for you. It's really not complicated. When I show you the examples, you're going to go, duh. But you will get this. Check it out. Let's go. So the new use for the word new is as a modifier or a modifier lever, a leverage of a modifier word. Now, what on earth does that mean? Well, a modifier is any word that changes the tenor, the feeling of a sentence. So it can be an adverb, it can be a juicy verb, it can be a juicy adjective, and you'll see what I'm talking about. One word can make a monumental difference in any sentence in the world, okay? Let's take something as an example, super simple sentence. Ready? Here's a way to burn more fat. So if you just saw that as a headline or saw that as the first sentence in an article and you wanted to burn more fat, you might go, yeah, okay, I'll check it out. But in reality, it's kind of flat. It doesn't do anything. It just lays there, right? You don't want that, right? So watch what happens when I add one modifier. Ready? Check it out. Here's an unusual way to burn more fat. That's a lot more interesting, a lot more powerful. Unusual way. Now I've got the person's attention because this is something new implied. You hear the newness implied there, but I didn't use the word new yet. I'm going to show you the really samurai NLP trick to the word new in a moment, but just check out that word unusual. Here's an unconventional way to burn more fat. Here is a little known way. You see where I'm just using one modifier word and it changes everything? So if you don't take anything away from that video, you need to take that away from it, right? Now, let's check out this next sentence. Now I'm going to use the word new. Here's a new and unusual way to burn more fat. That's even more interesting, new and unusual. So I'm going, okay, it's two things. It's new and it's unusual. I've got attention kind of doubled because, again, the newness factor. But watch this, because this is even a better way, in my opinion, to use it. Here's a new but unusual way to burn more fat. Now, what I did there is I used it as a modifier lever. It's a lever that I want to move the attention from one word to another, and I do that by using the word but. Now, but is an NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, stop term. So when you hear it, you immediately forget psychologically, and this is not 100% true, but psychologically you forget what came before it. Now you've heard somebody say, whatever comes after the word but is what someone really means. So if somebody says to you, oh, you're awesome, you're so smart, you're good looking, yeah, I love it, but well, what does your brain do? It just kind of erases all that good stuff and it goes right to whatever comes next. That's why you want to be very careful using the word but in your sales copy, because you can eradicate all the good stuff that came before it. Well, I used the word new but unusual. So whatever I had before the word but got eradicated. I had to use the word new because nothing else really works as well. New but unusual. Automatically, you are focusing on the word unusual, even more so than you were in the first variation when I didn't have that lever pushing your attention back to the word unusual. So I can use this as a powerful new way to get someone's attention, capture it, get them locked into a sales message right off the bat, the first line in an email, the first line of a VSL, maybe even a headline. You name it, you can use it. Now, I'm going to be back in the next video to show you even cooler stuff that you can make even more money with if you apply it judiciously, wisely, and newly. How's that? I'm John Benson. As always, I'm here to help make you unignorable.